This will be a fantastic study tour. There's not going to be another opportunity like it for years, I'd say. Students are going to get out of it a huge amount. To begin with, the culture. The south of the United States is the birthplace of so much of our culture that we just take for granted. Modern music comes from the south of the United States, obviously with blues, with jazz, but more recently with soul music, with funk, with all those kinds of things. You can sample some of that. That's just one thing. If your interest is development, for example, the reconstruction of New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina has got to be one of the most clear-cut and polarizing case studies in redevelopment in recent history. Some of the inequality that the city has always been home to, some of that was addressed, some of that's been magnified, so you can go around some of the historic neighbourhoods and see that for yourself and see how that's played out for yourself. There are also the historical angles. The civil rights struggle took place in a lot of the areas that we'll be going to. Obviously they were built on the basis of slavery. You can still see a legacy of that in some of the poverty in the area. So that's just one angle, but really whatever your background, students are going to find a huge amount that's of interest in this tour. And the tour is designed to cater for that. It's designed to be broad and it's designed to give you contact with people on the ground and give you real experience about what life is like, what history has been like, what people have to deal with every day, and what people produce in response to that. This trip has been extremely capably organised. The academics at La Trobe that are involved in organising it are very experienced. They know the area. I've been to the area. Other of the academics that are involved have been to the area. But the thing that really stands out about the organisation is Australians studying abroad. They are an organisation that's been around for years. They've worked very closely with La Trobe on other tours, and they really take everything in hand. They're going to secure accommodation, flights, food, transportation, tours with some of the locals. ASA, their role in life is to facilitate Australian students going abroad and learning about other areas. You couldn't be in better hands than with them. Different students' interests will definitely be catered for on this trip. One of the ways that we're organising it is that each postgraduate, I'm one of them, will be leading a group, a self-chosen group of 6 undergrads, and those groups will be based around a theme. So my interest is music and culture, so I'll be leading a group around those issues, but I imagine we'll have groups that focus on historical issues, on development issues, and a whole raft of other things. And the trip is designed explicitly with those different interests in mind. As well as that, there's a highly customisable aspect to the trip. There's going to be plenty of free time to explore the aspects of Southern culture that you want to explore, but also the research that students are encouraged to do is highly customisable. Basically, we want you to get out of this trip the most you can get out of it, and we want you to customise it to your interests. I love New Orleans, and experiencing New Orleans again will be fantastic. And really, I think you need a lifetime to do justice to New Orleans. So that'll be brilliant. There's a lot of Mississippi. I drove through Mississippi and we stopped in a number of the places, but there's a lot of Mississippi that I haven't seen. I've loved blues music for years. I play guitar, I collect records. When I went through Clarksdale, we didn't leave enough time, and so I am really looking forward to seeing some of the juke joints and seeing some of the original artists that have created this type of music. As well, I have to say my heart is in Memphis because I'm a huge soul fan, and I really am looking forward to going back to Stax Records. Stax Records is one of the most important record labels in American music history, responsible for people like Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, Carla Thomas, Booker T and the MGs, and going back to there, that'll be fantastic. Also, we only had about 3 nights in Memphis when I was there last, and I'm looking forward to revisiting some of the bars that we didn't get enough time to really experience. I'm looking forward to getting to know you guys. I'm looking forward to taking you to a couple of bars in New Orleans. We're going to get oysters the size of your fist, and we're going to eat them. Then we're going to go and hit up Frenchman Street. We'll have a couple of beers. We'll see where the good music is. And depending on how the night goes, who knows where it'll end. That's going to be a lot of fun.